Alright folks, welcome back. We have got a medium puzzle. So the game tactics are going to change just a little bit. We should see some single and double eliminations. We don't see very many of those crisscross pattern eliminations or that really weird crazy ending that I still haven't figured out yet. But it is good to play these different styles because they get your brain going and thinking different ways. So I do like to play these mediums. Sometimes these medium ones can be more difficult than the harder puzzles. So let's take a look here at this puzzle. I'm just kind of looking over the patterns here. I see the center column only has a couple numbers missing. We've got this kind of a line right here, which can kind of help with these, and usually it reverses. There you go. We see we've got a line here. We've got an open line here. So we've got some good pairings though. For instance, we've got these 9s here in the left column and the center column, also in the middle row and the bottom row. So we just have one spot left for the 9. And then we've got the same thing over here on this side with some other numbers here. We've got some 5s that are paired. We've got some 3s that are paired. Some 1s that are paired. So that's good. Let's kind of look at some of those. See how those fare out. And let's see here. I see a 6 and a 6 here. Go across the top and the middle row. And then we have a 6 down the left column. Leaves us just one spot for the 6 here. I do see a 6 across the top and through the middle. Only leaves us one spot for the 6 in this cube. Okay, we've got a 6 in the left and the right. Leaves us 2 spots here for the 6. And we've got the same spot over here in the left. We've got a 6 down the left, 6 through the center, 6 across the top. Okay, all right. Let's look at this one column here that's missing a couple numbers here. I know we're missing a 1. Can't be here in the top, but it could be in these bottom 2. We've got a 2. We need a 3. Well, the 3 cannot be here, which is great because that's a double elimination. If these two have to be the 1 and the 3, the only number that's missing can only go there. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're missing a 5. So, and you'll see here we've got a 5. Double confirms, and we've got a 5 here, so this is the only spot left for the 5. Alright, now we do have a 5 and a 5. Pair those, top and the bottom. So we can have a 5 here. Looks good. Okay. Let's see what else we have. We have this 8 that comes through the middle and 8 through the center. So it just leaves us one spot for our 8 here. Okay. Now we've got a cube here that's just got 3 numbers missing, and we also have a row here that has 3 numbers missing. We've got a 1, we need a 2, that could go anywhere. We've got a 3, we need a 4, and that could go anywhere. And then we need a 7, and that could go anywhere. Alright. Well, see, they're leaving some numbers very open for us here. And it looks like we're missing those exact same numbers across here as well as the 2, 4, and 7. Okay, I don't have anything 2, 4, or 7 that can help us in any of those columns. So we're going to have to be careful with that 2, 4, and 7. Now I do notice here we have 3 in this particular column, but we do have a 7 here and a 7 here. So here goes this 7. And then we need a 2 and a 3. We do have a 3 to help us here, so there's our 3, there's our 2. Okay, that's good. Let's see what else we have now. We've got some 1s, 1 in the left, 1 in the center. So we know we've got a 1 there. Okay, we've got an 8 through the middle row, so we're going to have an 8 here or here. Alright. Okay, let's see what else we've got going on. Let's look for some more pairs here. We've got a 3 on the top, a 3 through the middle, so one of these two have to be our 3. We've got our 2. Let's see here. 5 comes across, 5 comes down. So 5 has to be in one of these 2. All right. Okay. Yeah, there's 2, 4, and 7 is looking to be a little bit cantankerous. Okay, this center cube here, we have a 5 that comes up and we have a 5 that comes through, so we know that the 5 has to be top or bottom here. Let's see here, we do have a 1 that comes down through the right side and across the bottom, so 1 has to be over here. Nothing to help us with the 2. 3 can't be in the bottom. 4, we've got our 5 identified. 6, 7. Any help with the 8? We have an 8 that comes across and an 8 that comes down. And then do we have any help with the 9? 9 comes across. Okay. Alright, so like I said, it's a medium puzzle. It's designed a little differently. So we need to think of it a little differently. We have to puzzle this guy out. Let's see here. We are missing the 2, the 3, the 7, and the 8. Alright, so 8 has to be down here, because we got an 8 through the middle and 8 through the top. We've got a 1, a 2, a 7, and a 3. Don't know why my mind is having so much confusion. 2, 4, and a 7. There's an 8. Let's see what we've got. We've got a 1. I'm looking in this column. We need a 2, and it can't be here, here, or could be, but not down here. We've got a 3. We need a 4, so no 2 or 4 down here. Oh, there we go. Okay, so this one right here, looking vertically and horizontally, we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the only one that can be an 8, and then 9 in this spot here. So no 8. Let me clean up that pencil mark there. Now we do have an 8 across the bottom, an 8 through the middle, and an 8 through the center. So here is the only spot left to be an 8. Now that leaves us as the only spot left to be a 5. Now here in this cube with this 5 coming across, this is the only spot left for a 5. Only spot left for a 1. Only spot left for a 4. And then again, this is the only spot left now for the 9 for this row. Alright, so that was a simple single elimination, but I had to use the horizontal and the vertical together to crisscross those numbers out. That is usually a simpler puzzle standard, and I didn't even think about that. Totally, see, that was a simple, easy answer there. Just did not even think, it didn't occur to me. Alright, so we need, in this row, we need a 1, that could be any place, 2, 3, we need a 4, and that could be anywhere, and we need a 7. 1, 4, and a 7? No, 1 cannot go here. So one of these two is a 1. Here or here. And then we need a 4. Nothing stopping it in those 3 columns, and then we need a 7, which could go anywhere in those columns as well. Okay, in this particular one, 1. That could go here, here, or here. 2, we need a 3. Now 3 can't, we've got our 3, 4, 5, 6. We need a 7, and I can't go here, so we've got our 7s, 8, and then we need a 9. Okay, we put a bunch of numbers down here. I wonder if that's going to help us up this direction a little bit. We do. We've got this 5 here that helps us with this 5. Clean that up. So now we have 2 numbers missing. Looks like a 2 and a 4, and that is good because that will lock those 2 fellers into place and get us out of our way. 1, 2, we need a 3, and that's going to be anywhere over here. We've got a 4. We need a 5. So we have a 5 in the right column, 5 through the center lane, so only 1 spot left for the 5. That helps us with our 5 conundrum here. Okay, then we've got our 6. Now we need a 7. Can't be in the bottom, can't be in the top, so it has to be in the middle. We need an 8, which it can't be here or in the top. So this actually, see how there's a 6 and an 8 that both have to be here? That means no matter what, if this is a 6, this is an 8. If this is an 8, this is a 6. There's no room for any other number because a 6 and an 8 complete this column and this row. So that means this one has to be our 7. This one has to be the only number missing, which is our 3. These eliminations, these double eliminations, are wonderful. They completely lock up those cells and it pushes all the other numbers out. So for instance, there's only 2 numbers missing in this column. 1, 2, 3. Looks like a 4 and a 7. Well, we've got 1 4 there, so there's our 4, there's our 7. Because no matter how we deal the cards, these 2 have to be a 6 and an 8. So that helps us out quite a bit. Now we're missing 2 numbers here, which is going to be our 2 and a 3. There's our helpful 3, 3 and a 2. Okay, so you can see things are starting to move a lot quicker. It's just changing my mindset, getting my frame of mind, my frame of reference into the different standards of solutions and pattern reckoning. So I'm missing one other number, which is our 2, which is going to double lock these 2, which tells me these 2 numbers are the other ones missing. 1, 2, I need a 3. Well, it can't be across the top, so there's our 3, 4, 5, 6, and we need a 7. Only number left. And then there's our 8. So that is really, really good. Now we only have 1 number missing here, which looks like a 4. Now we only have 2 numbers missing here. Looks like a 2 and a 7. So we can lock those in. 2 and a 7, 2 and a 7. Okay. So these numbers are coming in very handy here. We just put a bunch of numbers in. 3 across the bottom, 3 across the top, 3 down the right side. Oh, look at that. One of these 2 have to be a 3. That one has to be it right there because we cannot have a 3 in this column anymore, which also then resolves our 1 there. Very good. Now we have a 1 down here, which resolves our 1 here, which tells us this cannot be a 1. We now have 2 numbers missing here, which looks like a 4 and a 7. And we have our 4 right there, so that makes this one our 7, makes this one our 4. Now this 7 comes up and it helps us with this 7, resolves this 2. Now we're missing 2 numbers down here. Looks like a 1 and a 9. Okay. Now if we're looking in this column right here, we've got a 1 here and a 1 here. So the only way to get a 1 in this column is to put a 1 right there, because that also helps resolve the 1 here with these ones here. So that one has to be a 1. That has to be a 9. Then the only number we're missing in this bottom row is a 7. There we go. Alright, now we've got a couple numbers missing. If we go vertically here, we've got a 6 and a 9 missing, and we do have a helpful 9 right there. 9 and a 6. Got 2 numbers missing here. Looks like a 2 and a 4. And I'm going to look over here to the left, and I don't see anything to help us just yet. So 2 and a 4, 2 and a 4. Pencil marks, very, very, very important. Now, remember we were doing these double locks? Well, they work rows and columns as well, folks. So see this 2 and 4 and 2 and 4? That means in this row, this cannot be a 2 or a 4. So it has to be, the only numbers left is a 6 and an 8, and we have this wonderful, helpful number 6. That says you cannot have a 6 here, which means there is our 6, and there is our 8. That's also going to help us resolve this 6 and 8, so we can put that there. Now this 8 is going to come up here and tell us this one's got to be our 2, that one there has got to be our 8. And we are now moving on to the next number. We've got 2 numbers missing here, 2 missing here. We've got a 1. We've got a 2 coming down the right side, so we know we have a 2 here. We've got a 3 coming down the right side and a 3 across the top, so this one has to be our 3. Alright, we need a 4. Now there's only one spot left here in this right one. The 4 comes up and it says this one has to be our 4. That's going to resolve this one for us because that has to now be our 2. This one has to be our 4. Now with this one being a 2, that means this one has to be our 2. And of course with this being a 4, this has to be our 2, that has to be our 4. And then the only number left that we're missing looks like a 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. There we go, folks. Medium puzzle. Some older tactics of crisscrossing, not crisscross elimination, but just crisscross counting. Using rows and columns to give us the elimination that we need for single elimination rather than just vertically and just horizontally. You got to use those both. And then pencil marks, very important to keep an eye out for those double eliminations. Very, very important because they lock the cells and tell you what the remaining numbers are even possible. So that helps out a lot. Thanks for watching, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. Please pause it at the beginning, print it out, play along with. Feel free to leave any comments, suggestions, or challenges. And I'll catch you guys at the next show. Thanks. Bye.